Caroline Wilson joins us. Welcome to you, Caro.
Dwayne, g'day.
An amazing day in some respects, even though it was in the wind for quite a while. Andrew Plimpton probably put it out there strongest during grand final week, even though they had to appease Scott Waters and say that he wasn't about to be sacked. But it seemed as if the acrimony and the disappointment within St Kilda had to have a scalp somewhere. A couple also left this week, with Dean Laidley leaving and their fitness guru leaving, and he ended up with the coach being chopped today.
Yeah, look, Dwayne, I think Scott has been he's really been delusional about how perilous his position has been at St Kilda. I don't in any way, as you say, exonerate St Kilda for their appalling handling of this debacle. However, the fact that Scott really didn't see this coming and was sort of brave enough or showed such bravado by jumping onto breakfast radio this morning, asking to go on to talk about, or being happy to go on to deny there were any issues.
I think you might have been right the first time. Did he ask to go on and ask to go on against Summit St Kilda's wishes?
That's my understanding, Dwayne. I think St Kilda are denying that this is in any way linked to his sacking, but I don't believe that. I think it had to be linked. I mean, why else would it happen today? They deny any financial implications with the fact that, this is the start or the end of the footy financial year. He'd certainly had warnings, but they say that he will be paid out. He does have a year left on his contract. I'm not sure of the exact reason, Dwayne, but there is no doubt this ongoing insistence of Scott to be bigger than the club and to make decisions outside of the club's parameters has in the end cost him his career at St Kilda.
Caro, it's Alan Iskander here. I know that the club, there's been rumblings at St Kilda for some time now, and you've been across this story. Do you think that there was a catalyst in the last couple of days to change tact so abruptly? Like, for me, the real surprise is how abrupt it happened, and all of a sudden it just happened this morning. Do you think there was something that was a catalyst behind that?
Well, Alan, what I know is that something happened in the last couple of weeks where he was warned again, I'm told. He was spoken to more than once about the fact that these were his parameters, this was what was expected of him. The relationship with Chris Pelkin was so bad, the two men just did not get on, and they might say they never argued, and they might say they agreed on the list changes, decisions, etc. They didn't get on, they didn't trust each other, they didn't rate each other. Scott is probably bagging Chris Pelkin right now. Chris is probably doing the same. It was just a dreadful relationship. How on earth could you go into a new season with that relationship? Did the board finally realise that? Did they just get cold feet the first time when they nearly sacked him 3 weeks ago? I wrote a piece which went up online shortly before lunchtime yesterday saying that Scott was still under pressure, that he was still in danger of not starting next year as coach, that Dean Laidley had been the latest domino to fall. I've no doubt that Dean Laidley did not want to stay at St Kilda and did not, like many others, there were relationship issues, or, he was far preferable to go to, Carlton and work with Mick Malthouse. Now, Scott was not happy about that report, and that's one of the reasons he went on SEN this morning and gave that interview what a crazy interview. Everything's fine and people leave. Everything wasn't fine.
So, so what next?
I've no doubt that him saying, misleading people and saying that he had clearance to do that interview has partly cost him his job.
But it's just the straw that broke the camel's back. It's one small thing in a long line of things, obviously, and I look forward to your column tomorrow. Caro, have they got a replacement? Do you know who it will be?
I don't know, Dwayne. They're being very tight-lipped about that. Richmond are denying that they have received a call from St Kilda about Mark Williams, but I certainly know that when they looked at sacking Scott 3 or 4 weeks ago, Mark Williams was foremost in their minds. I'd be amazed if Robert Harvey did the job at this point in his career, but stranger things have happened at the St Kilda Footy Club, and maybe at another club someone like Scott Waters could have worked, but he was woefully ill-equipped for the issues that this club has.
Caro, I asked Dwayne this question earlier. I'd be intrigued for your opinion on this. Do you think clubs in general are getting better or worse at this process?
Oh, some are getting better. Today was disappointing. Look, I had something else on. I didn't go to the press conference, so I can't sort of complain, but I cannot understand why when media ask why you have sacked a coach, that you don't at least try and give some explanation. I know you're trying to respect the bloke, but you have to make some explanation about why. I think the members deserve to know, the fans deserve to know, the sponsors deserve to know. Maybe they'll tell the sponsors. And I think, I don't know why you wouldn't be a bit more honest with the media.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've got faith in your process and faith in yourself, then surely you've got faith enough to tell the truth. But anyway, Caro, I'll probably read a few truths in your column tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
See you, boys.
Tom